The Brush boys and the Yuma boys about to do battle here in Brush, the second of a doubleheader. Yuma coached by Bob Rahm. They're sitting at 4-1. The Beat Diggers at 4-2, coached by Ken Garcia. We'll see what the Indians do, because they're in the same predicament as the Yuma girls. Haven't played since December. So they could be very rusty on offense, which means the Beat Diggers have to take advantage early in this game. They can do that. Perhaps they can run away from the Indians, but we know that will not be an easy task tonight in Brush. And Jen, something we haven't talked about, sometimes this atmosphere is rather subdued, but it's pretty much a capacity crowd here tonight.
Like I said before, it's Yuma versus Brush, and this is a big rivalry, and I love this competition between it. It doesn't even matter what sport it is. It always seems to be a heightened atmosphere, whether we're at Yuma or here, and the crowds all come.
Well, they used to be in the Patriot League together, which was a lot of fun because they'd play Yuma. They still play them every year in basketball, but they used to play them in every sport, and now it's just limited where they play them in this sport. They won't play them in football and haven't played them in a few years, and occasionally play them in baseball. But we know that it doesn't matter which classification Yuma's in. I would love to see them back in the Patriot League. Even people in Yuma told us last year they wish they were back in the Patriot League as opposed to facing some of these teams that weren't very competitive. We'd see a lot of games with Yuma. They would win by 40 or 50 points, and it wasn't even fun anymore. All right, let's get to the starting lineup for the Indians. Jaden Koenig, Justin Koenig. So they got two Koenigs out there. That'll be fun. The roster is so deep. And Connor Black. Along with Brody Zwern. And then that was Trevor Kirchenschlager they were announcing out there. Now, B-Digger starting lineup brought to you by Blowdorn Lumber. Jake Brown, Trey Cranston, along with Jeffrey Dunker, the point guard. Starting lineup, by the way, brought to you by Blowdorn Lumber in Fort Morgan at 130 State Street. Jacob Nichols and Bryce Needens round out the starting lineup for the B-Diggers. Opening tip tonight is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call at 842-4555. Yeah, that is Trevor Kirchenschlager. Also in the starting lineup for the Indians. Jumping center will be Jaden Koenig for Yuma and Jacob Nichols for Brush. Let's see if the B-Diggers can split this doubleheader tonight. The opening tip is controlled by the Indians. With a basketball is Koenig. On the outside left to Kirchenschlager. Down low, that is Jaden Koenig. Left of the lane, in the lane, back, shoots, misses, fouled. 2 free throws for Jaden Koenig. The foul was committed by Bryce Needens. Koenig free throw is off the back of the rim. Second free throw upcoming for Koenig. That's in the air, and that's perfect. The Indians with a 1-0 lead. Here comes Needens the other way for Brush. With a basketball on the high right to Dunker. Dunker cross court to Needens. Left wing free in the air. Around and no good. And it's out of bounds off Jacob Nichols. Well, that ball hit every area of the rim, but did not find the bottom of the net. Jaden Koenig pressured in the backcourt. Now the B-Diggers retreat. On the outside left, Kirchenschlager with the basketball. At the free throw line is Justin Koenig. Back out over there to Connor Black. Left of the lane to Justin Koenig. Back to Jaden Koenig. On the outside right to Brody Swern. Back on the left to Black. Connor Black free throw line. Koenig, 15-footer, back rim by Justin, and the B-Diggers collide, and now it's taken by Black, and he puts it up and in on the left baseline from 10 feet away. Here's Nichols in the lane, back out to Needham straight away. Needham's to his left with the basketball. 3-0 Yuma. Dunker, left baseline, penetrates, double team. Inside pass intended for Cranston, and it's intercepted by the Indians. Taken away by Kirchenschlager. Jaden Koenig the other way to Justin Koenig. Back out to Kirchenschlager, and he travels. Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard. Ackley Building Center. Flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Cranston with the basketball. The Needhams, right corner. Here is Brown with a three off the back of the rim. And the ball is rebounded over there by Brody Zwern. On the outlet to Jaden Koenig, left of the lane, back out to Kirchenschlager. Swings at free throw line for Justin Koenig. Now on the outside right with the basketball is Zwern. Bounce pass for Justin Koenig. Left corner for Jaden. Dribbles to his right. Straight away, long three in the air is off to the left. And the ball is tipped to the hands of Bryce Needhams, and a foul in the backcourt as the three was missed by Brody Zwern. Kirchenschlager commits the foul. Here's Cranston the other way. The B-Diggers have not scored 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. Needhams with the basketball. In the right corner for Dunker. Penetrates right baseline. His floater's up and partially blocked. And Brody Zwern has it for Yuma. Then he falls down. Then Dunker ties him up. That'll be B-Digger basketball. And to throw it in will be Bryce Needhams. Austin Garcia and Kyle Rosenbrock check into the game for Jake Brown and Trey Cranston. Garcia sets it up for the B-Diggers at the top on the outside right to Needhams. In the right corner for Dunker. Bounce pass right baseline for Rosenbrock. Trying to post up. Instead, he'll back it out to Dunker. Outside left Needhams. Three in the air is off the backside of the rim. Kirchenschlager has the rebound for Yuma. And here's Koenig all the way, and an offensive foul as he runs right over Bryce Needhams, who had position. Well, the B-Diggers playing the defense so far. They just can't find the bottom of the net. Dunker into the front court. On the outside right to Rosenbrock. Dribbling to his left. Rosenbrock picks up the dribble at the top for Garcia on the left wing for Needhams. Needhams with the basketball in the left corner for Nichols. Nichols lobs it for Needhams. Left baseline down low for Rosenbrock. Left-handed bank shot is up and in. Rosenbrock scores. Excellent passing by the B-Diggers. Yuma 3, Brush 2 with 4:49 to go in the opening quarter. Jaden Koenig against Dunker. Back out in the lane is Black. Down low to Justin Koenig. Double team. Bounce past Kirchenschlager. Back out to Black. Steps in. 12-footers up and off the bottom of the net. And it hit part of the backboard. Needhams away with the basketball. Needhams at the top. Of the outside right to Garcia. Garcia to his left. Cross court to Needhams. Dribbles left baseline. He's going to have to back it out. Does straight away to Garcia. Fakes the three. Dribbles to his left. Has it stripped. Gets it right back. Garcia leaning left corner. Needhams will put up another three. Good for Bryce Needhams. Now the B-Diggers have scored 5 in a row and lead the game 5-3. 4:09 to go in the opening quarter. Zwern into the front court. Dribbles to his left. Dribbles by Needhams. And then he double dribbled. Yuma with 4 turnovers. Trace Whitehead and Chase Murphy are into the game for the Indians. 5-3 Brush with under 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Needhams with the basketball in the left corner for Dunker. Penetrates left baseline. Jump pass, cross court. Garcia, wide open three is off the back of the rim. And the rebound is controlled over there by Chase Murphy. Murphy to Jaden Koenig. Met by Dunker. At the free throw line, jump pass, left corner, Kirchenschlager. Back out to Whitehead. Whitehead with the basketball. Fakes the three. He's going to back it out to Kirchenschlager. On the outside left to Jaden Koenig, and they will reset the offense. Jaden Koenig on the outside left to Whitehead. Trace Whitehead gets a pick, dribbles to his left. In the left corner, Koenig, three in the air, is off the backside of the rim, and Kyle Rosenbrock has the rebound for the Bead Diggers. Rosenbrock to Garcia, into the front court, straight away to Rosenbrock, back out to Garcia. Garcia on the outside right baseline to Dunker, penetrates, he's cut off over there, has to back it out to Garcia. Garcia with the basketball, dribbling to his left, bounce pass near the timeline to Needens, back out to Garcia in the high right. In the right corner for Dunker. Fakes the three, dribbles between his legs, double team, jump pass to Garcia. Down low, Rosenbrock, and he puts it up and he's fouled. Hard foul by Kirchenschlager. That's his second. What an excellent pass there by Austin Garcia.
You know, it was one of those things where they were overloading one side, and then all of a sudden Kyle made that baseline cut right into the lane, and it worked really well with the pass from Austin.
Well, Jen, quite frankly, patience really paid off there. The free throw is in. That's something we were talking about with the girls' game. There were some possessions. Had they demonstrated the same patience that the boys did there, they could have been more successful in offense.
Well, basically what you're doing on offense is to see where the niche is going to be on defense. You have to make them shift in order to find those little areas of weakness and to expose them and then go after it.
Second free throw is perfect. The Bead Diggers on a 7-0 run, 7-3 with 2:48 to go. More substitutions here for Yuma. They've got about as deep a squad as I've seen. Jaden Hess is into the game for Yuma. And then the ball is intercepted by Dunker to Rosenbrock. Lost the ball, got it back. Rosenbrock to Garcia. Garcia down low for Rosenbrock. He puts it up and misses. And then the ball is into the hands of Trace Whitehead. Whitehead with a basketball for Yuma. 7-3 Brush, 2:25 to go in the opening quarter. Jaden Koenig with a basketball. Back out to Roel Cardona. That's right, it's Roel Cardona. And then we've got an illegal screen set by Chase Murphy. And that's a foul on him. An offensive foul. Well, Yuma's got 6 turnovers and 3 points. But the Bead Digger defense has been very good so far. Garcia with the basketball. At the top, picks up the dribble, lobs it right baseline for Brandy Baker into the game. Dribbles to his left. Baker wiggling out of traffic, back out to Garcia. Garcia to his right, now to Baker, dribbles right baseline, his floater's up and well short. Murphy grabs the rebound. Murphy on the outlet to Hess. Hess pressured by Randy Baker just beyond midcourt, and then Baker commits the blocking foul. That's a good call. Randy was a little bit too tight there. First foul against Baker. To throw it in will be Jaden Hess. Hess in the right corner for Jaden Koenig. Koenig against Rosenbrock. 1:44 to go, first quarter. Brush 7, Yuma 3. Here is Koenig in the lane, left wing. Whitehead, 3 in the air, is no good. And the strong side rebound is grabbed by Ben Mickey. Here come the Bead Diggers the other way. Dunker at the top of the three-point circle, lobs it right wing for Garcia. Right corner for Baker, fakes a three, dribbles to his left, double team, back out to Garcia. He'll take the three, and it's off the back of the rim. Mickey grabs the rebound for Brush. Here's Baker's floater, that's short. Dunker puts it up and in. Well, that almost looked like an assist as Dunker was able to score. The Bead Diggers now lead by a score of 9-3. Ball nearly thrown away. The Indians save it. Right baseline. Here's Whitehead back out to Hess. We've got a minute to go in the opening quarter, and the Bead Diggers lead 9-3, and he will reset the offense for Yuma. Cardona had the ball stripped by Mickey. Then it's loose, and then a tie-up. Dunker and Cardona. It will stay with the Indians as the possession arrow is pointing in their direction. Justin Koenig back into the game along with Brody Zwern. 50.5 seconds to go. That's 5-0 in the opening quarter. Has to throw it in. Lobs it down low for Koenig, and it's wrestled away by Ben Mickey. 7 turnover for Yuma. Garcia with the basketball. Swings it near the top to Dunker. Dunker to Garcia. Left baseline Mickey. Left corner for Rosenbrock. Dribbles. Pulls up from 15. Is short. And the ball is tipped away by Dunker. Taken by Baker. He misses the shot. Jaden Hess has the air ball. Hess straight away to Whitehead. Gets Baker in the air, back out to Koenig. Left corner with the basketball is Hess, back out to Whitehead. Left wing to Koenig. He'll take the three, and that's no good. Austin Garcia has the rebound for the B-Diggers. Neither team is really shooting well at all. In fact, Yuma hasn't scored in the last 6 minutes. 6 seconds to go. Garcia to his right with 5, behind the three-point line with 4. And there's a long shot, and that's an air ball by Garcia. Jaden Hess has the basketball, and that is the end of the opening quarter. With the score, Brush 9, Yuma 3 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Jen Goodall back for Brush High School, where the Diggers lead the Yuma Indians 9-3. As we head to the second quarter, in Brush, Trey Cranston, Austin Garcia, Kyle Rosenbrock, Ben Mickey, and Randy Baker for Brush. Trace Whitehead out there for Yuma. Cross-court pass to Trey Cranston. Cranston cross-court to Baker in the lane, and then an offensive foul. He ran over Jaden Hess, and Baker's committed his second. Jaden Hess out there with Brody Zwern, Connor Black, Trace Whitehead, and Justin Koenig. That's the Yuma lineup to begin the second quarter. And Yuma has not scored since about the 6-minute mark of the opening quarter. And Brush still only leads by 6. If Yuma gets hot, this could be close down the stretch. And then the ball is off of Brody Zwern. Nice play by Cranston in the lane. It looked like Zwern tried to go up for a shot, and then Cranston poked it off his body. Jen, I think the game's played pretty well by the B-Diggers. It's just the shooting by both sides is not good at all.
Well, and Yuma's in a 1-3-1, which we haven't seen very often yet this year, so they're kind of being offset a little bit.
And Mickey gets the bounce pass from Needens and scoops it up and in. Excellent team basketball by the B-Diggers. They lead 11-3. They were down 3-0. With the basketball is Warren at the top. Back out to Hess. He'll take the left wing three, and that's no good. Austin Garcia with a strong side rebound for the B-Diggers. The Indians cannot buy a bucket. Garcia into the front court on the outside right. Back out to Cranston, high left. Cranston with the basketball, still looking, dribbles to his right. Cranston retreats, back out to Garcia. Garcia with 6:53 to go. Right corner for Needens. We're in the second quarter. Needens dribbles to his left. In the right corner, Rosenbrock. He'll fake the shot, penetrate. He'll go all the way. He'll throw it cross court to Garcia behind the three-point line. Down low, Mickey turns, shoots, scores! Boy, Mickey's really picked up his offensive game, not just here, but in previous games. B-Diggers now lead 13-3, 6.5 to go. In the second. On the outside right, Zwern with the basketball against Rosenbrock. Back out to Black. Now it hands it off to Hess. Straight away to Zwern. Spinning on Rosenbrock in the lane. Wants to force it up. Nearly walked. Left corner, Whitehead three. And that is around and no good. Then Mickey had the rebound, lost it out of bounds. Yuma basketball. And the Indians will throw it in. After making a substitution, Trevor Kirchenschlager into the game. Hess lobs it into Justin Koenig. Back out to Jaden Koenig. 13-3 Brush. Yuma has not scored in nearly 8 minutes in this game. Here's Kirchenschlager in the lane all the way, and he ran right into Cranston. Makes the shot. And a blocking foul. It counts. Kirchenschlager to the line. Cranston commits his first. Only the second field goal in the entire game for the Indians, but they're only down 8 because the B-Diggers had not been efficient on offense. Free throw, barely got to the rim. Rebound to Justin Koenig. He puts it up and misses. Kyle Rosenbrock has the Brush rebound. Cranston the other way for the B-Diggers, up 13-5. So they've certainly been more efficient on offense than Yuma, but not as good as they'd like to be to open this thing up. Needens on the outside left, near the top for Cranston. Cranston looking in the right corner. Here's Garcia. Cross court to Needens. Needens on the high left. Back out to Cranston. Cranston to Needens on the outside left. Needens takes a dribble, picks it up in the left corner for Mickey. Mickey at the top for Cranston. 16-footer is off the back of the rim, and we've got a pushing foul. Rosenbrock was pushed down low. And that was Trevor Kirchenschlager Nope. Instead, Justin Koenig commits his first foul. Team's fifth. Beatdiggers have 14 fouls. Garcia, right corner. Cranston fakes the three. Cranston dribbles to his left behind the back on the right baseline. Double team. Cross-court pass intercepted by Hess. The Indians come the other way. Long pass to Black, right baseline. Back out to Kirchenschlager. Dribbles to his left. Fakes. Right corner to Black. Down low. Koenig cutting to the basket. Missed the layup. Bryce Needens with a rebound for the Beatdiggers. Beatdiggers got away with that one big time. In the left corner, Garcia, three in the air, and that's an air ball. That was a terrible miss. Rosenbrock grabs it. He misses an easy one. Goes back up and he misses, but he's fouled. Say, Rosenbrock, there is no doubt, Jen, Rosenbrock's the best rebounder on this team.
You know, with his brother and his sister, both having had them as students, he is exactly the same. They were all workhorses. They all went after the ball. They all do all of the dirty work, and they are the workhorses of the inside game.
And the free throw by Rosenbrock is good. It doesn't hurt that he's a good free throw shooter because you don't want to get to the line constantly and miss. And he's 3 out of 3, and he's been shooting well throughout the first 6+ games of the season. Dunker and Jake Brown are into the game for the Beatdiggers. They now lead by 9, 14-5, 4:57 to go before the break. Second free throw is in for Rosenbrock. Beatdiggers back up by 10. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. Brush Grocery Card. You can pay your public service bill at 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. Hess in the lane. Jump pass knocked away, and it's flagged down by Murphy, taken by Kirchenschlager. Left wing, wide open three is good. Made by Koenig, and we have a foul away from the ball. And Chase Murphy commits the foul, but the three is going to count. Made by Jaden Koenig. That'll be the 16th foul. Make it the 7th. So Dunker, because that's not an offensive foul, that's a foul away from the ball. He will shoot the 1-and-1. Is it going to be Rosenbrock? Oh, it's going to be Rosenbrock instead. I think Yuma wants Dunker to shoot it.
They're questioning now.
Yeah, well, what do you think, Jen?
Well,
It's Dunker who should be shooting it. Let's face it. Come on.
It's Dunker because he was the one that had the foul.
Right. I mean, yeah, I don't know why Rosenbrock's at the line. He's at the line because he's 4 out of 4. Now Dunker's at the line. I mean, come on. I mean, that was fairly obvious. I know the Beatdiggers were trying to pull one over. The Dunker free throws in the air, and that's in. Beatdiggers are 5 out of 5 in the opening half. Second free throw upcoming, and that one's up, and that one's perfect. Brush 17, Yuma 8. 4:37 to go before the break. Jaden Koenig on the outside right to Hess. Hess with the basketball, dribbling to his right, back to his left on the crossover, at the top guarded by Needens. Maintaining the dribble, bounce pass outside right to Jaden Koenig, picked up by Cranston. Looking for a pick, gets one from Murphy. Cross court to Hess in the left corner. Here's Connor Black, nearly fouled by Brown. Instead, Brown just pokes it out of bounds. Oh, he apparently poked it off his foot. The Yuma turnover is their 9th. Excellent defense by Jake Brown. Beatdiggers can make this a double-digit lead. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Brown right corner, back out to Needens on the high right. Cross court, high left to Cranston. Overhead pass to Needens, fakes a three. Right corner for Brown. Right of the lane for Rosenbrock, double team. Now Needens, left wing three. Good! For Bryce Needens, he nails his second triple of the game. Timeout, Yuma. 3:50 to go, second quarter. Brush 20, Yuma 8 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Yuma basketball with the Beatdiggers leading 8. 3:50 to go, second quarter. Brush girls lost tonight, 53-38. In a game that Brush trailed by 19 at the break. Played much better, obviously, in the second half, but not enough to come back and pick up the victory. Here comes Jaden Koenig for Yuma. Koenig against Dunker. Dribbles at the free throw line. Cross court left corner for Black against Needens. Jump pass to Koenig on the outside right. Here's Kirchenschlager. Yuma really spreading it out. Kirchenschlager spinning on Brown, lost it. Dunker has the basketball for the Beatdiggers. Dunker left in the lane, scoops it up, and he missed it. Off the glass, Chase Murphy with his third rebound. Outlet, Kirchenschlager, and he banks, misses. He's fouled in the lane. Trevor Kirchenschlager will shoot 2. Kyle Rosenbrock commits his first foul. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night. When they do, every second counts. As a Level 3 Trauma Center, Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any kind of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, where expertise matters. Free throw by Kirchenschlager is in. Second free throw upcoming. And that one is up, and that one's good. Brush 20, Yuma 10. 3:19 to go. Second quarter. Rosenbrock bounce pass to Dunker in the backcourt. Now to Cranston. Over to Rosenbrock on the outside left. Now to Dunker near the timeline. Dunker to his left. Over to Needens. Needens gets a pick from Rosenbrock. Bumped by Murphy, no whistle. I don't know how that was not a foul. Needens at the free throw line looking, picks up the dribble. Outside right to Cranston. And then Cranston was fouled by Connor Whitehead, make it Trace Whitehead. That'll be the 18th foul. And Trey Cranston to shoot the 1-and-1. Free throw by Cranston is in the air, and that's off the back of the rim. Kirchenschlager with a rebound. Long pass to Black all the way. Banks and he misses. Rebound and putback is up and in by Murphy. Murphy scores the Indians to within 8. 20-12. 2:42 to go in the second. Bounce pass to Dunker. Dunker right into the lane. Right corner Cranston fakes the three. Penetrates. Dribbles behind his back. Back out to Rosenbrock. Left of the lane to Dunker. Dunker leans. Bounce pass. And the reverse layup is missed by Brown. And Brown goes for the rebound and has it. B-Diggers reset. Cranston on the outside left to Dunker. 2:19 to go second quarter. B-Diggers lead by 8. Needham straight away for Cranston. Bounce pass to Rosenbach in the lane. Back out towards Dunker in front of the Yuma bench. Left corner for Needhams. Needhams penetrates left baseline. Cross-court bounce pass intercepted, but before that, Needhams commits the offensive foul. B-Diggers commit their 4th turnover of the opening half. And you know that Yuma's not going to go away. They've just been stone cold in the first half. Austin Garcia checks in for the B-Diggers. With 2:09 to go before the break. Yuma had just 3 points in the opening quarter, 9 in this one. Whitehead with a basketball in the left corner for Jaden Koenig. Penetrates left baseline, lean, shoots, misses. The ball is tipped into the hands of Kyle Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock bounce pass to Brown right baseline. And then he tried to bounce it down low, taken by Dunker. The ball is loose. And can the B-Diggers tie him up? No, a timeout called instead. Trace Whitehead dove on the floor and called a 30-second timeout. Good job by the Indians to keep that possession. And pretty much a very intense athletic game as we saw on Tuesday night when the B-Diggers lost to Akron by 2, Jen.
Well, and I think that's still kind of stuck in their craw a little bit, too, that the boys want to beat this team, not only just because it's a rivalry, but they don't want to have 2 losses in a row. They want to get this win, and they want to prove to people that, yeah, they can win and they can beat the top teams. It doesn't matter what level or what 2A, 3A, whatever. They want to be in the top.
Chase Murphy, Jaden Koenig, Trevor Kirchenschlager, Trace Whitehead, and Connor Black for Yuma. They'll have the basketball down by 8 with 1:47 to go. Jake Brown, Austin Garcia, Jeffrey Dunker, Trey Cranston, and Kyle Rosenbrock for Brush. And the pass is into Whitehead. Whitehead across the timeline. Calls out the play for Yuma. Cross court to Koenig. That's Jaden. Over to Whitehead. Back to Koenig. Koenig at the top against Garcia to Trace Whitehead. Dribbles to his left. Behind the line to Koenig. Left corner for Murphy. Yuma taking their time, making sure they get the right shot. Koenig right of the lane, and he scoops up a floater and misses. Kyle Rosenbrock has the rebound for the B-Diggers. That's his 7th rebound of the opening half. On the outlet to Dunker. Dunker into the front court for Brush. To his right to Rosenbrock with 1:07 to go. At the free throw line for Brown, and then his pass is tipped out of bounds, intended in the corner for Dunker. Garcia to throw it in. And Jaden Hess comes in for Yuma, replacing Trace Whitehead. Garcia looking. Lobs it out to Dunker on the outside right. Right corner Garcia, wide open three, and it's off the front of the rim. And the ball is loose, and Garcia has it on the right baseline after it was tipped a couple of times. They reset to Cranston, back out to Garcia. Garcia with 49 seconds to go to Dunker near the timeline. Dunker on the outside right to Cranston, looks up at the clock, retreats towards midcourt, dribbles to his right. Cranston with the basketball, looking, spinning, got to get rid of it. Still got to get rid of it. Bounce pass on the outside right to Garcia. 32 seconds to go before the half. Here's Garcia, dribbling to his left against Jaden Hess, left of the lane, jump pass to Dunker, penetrates left baseline, had it poked from behind, taken by Brown, right baseline shot, no good, and then the ball is rebounded by Jaden Koenig. Koenig to Black, Black all the way, scoops it up in a foul. He goes to the line. Foul was committed by Trey Cranston. That'll be his second, and Connor Black to shoot two. So Block to the line, and his first free throw is up and good. The Indians are right back in this game. They were down 20-8. They called a timeout, and now they scored the last 5 points. Second free throw for Block is off the back of the rim. Jake Brown blocks out the free throw shooter and grabs the rebound. Now to Dunker, crossing midcourt with 7 seconds to go. Dunker with 5, to his left, Dunker with 3. Bounce pass to Rosenbrock, fade, shoots, scores! Kyle Rosenbrock just before the buzzer. And the B-Diggers take a 9-point lead into the locker room. Brush 22, Yuma 13, a 3-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We'll head to the third quarter momentarily, this boys game. Brush 22, Yuma 13. B-Diggers did lead by double digits at a couple of points there in the second quarter before Yuma came back. As once again, Kyle Rosenbrock with a huge first half. 8 points and 7 rebounds. Interesting to see how much Kyle plays here in the second half, because I know that Coach Garcia has his regular rotation, but you would think when you have a hot player out there, and I mean hot on offense and defense, you might tend to give that player some more playing time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he'll rotate and give him his breaks, but I think he'll see a few more minutes tonight than he usually does.
Yeah, he certainly did in the opening half. As the B-Diggers will begin the third quarter with the following lineup. Jacob Nichols, Trey Cranston, Jake Brown, Bryce Needens, and Jeffrey Dunker. Connor Block for the Indians out there with Jaden Koenig, Justin Koenig, Trevor Kirchenschlager, and Brody Zwern, Yuma basketball. Kirchenschlager triggers it in. Over to Zwern on the outside, left to Kirchenschlager. Left of the lane, here is Koenig, and his jump pass is intercepted by Jake Brown. Brown with that mean vertical is able to pick that off. Dunker into the front court. The Yuma bench cheerleading right now as the B-Diggers have the basketball. Here's Needens bodied up, bounce pass left baseline. Dunker 10-footer is up, and an air ball. Brown has got it for the B-Diggers, then lost it. Brown had it momentarily, but then couldn't secure it. Left corner, Koenig with the basketball, dribbles to his right. Cross-court pass, wide open three is an air ball. Missed over there by Connor Block. Dunker away with the basketball for the B-Diggers. Dunker crossover dribble, the right corner for Brown. Brown to his left behind the three-point line. Now to Needens, cross-court to Dunker, left of the lane. At the free throw line, back out Needens, straight away three is off the bottom of the net. Nichols tries to save it and cannot. It'll be Yuma basketball down by 9. Neither team has scored in the opening minute of the second half. And Jaden Koenig will dribble the ball into the front court. Koenig across the timeline, picked up by Dunker. Dribbles to the top, now guarded by Nichols. To his left, spinning on Nichols, maintains the dribble, gets a pick on the outside right to Block. Block to his left at the top of the three-point circle. Jump pass left corner for Zwern. Zwern to his right, bodied up by Needens. Dribbles left baseline. He floats it up and in off the glass. I don't know how Zwern made that, but he forced it up with the right hand from 8 feet away and scored. And then Needens is fouled by Zwern in the front court. Brush 22, Yuma 15, 6:27 to go third quarter. And Needens to throw it in. Needens lobs it at the top for Brown. In the right corner, Cranston dribbles to his left, gets a pick from Nichols, and will set up the Beat Digger offense. Cranston motioning to his left. At the top for Brown. To the left for Needens. Fakes the three. Left to the lane. Picks up the dribble. Then puts up a shot after they back off another air ball. Dunker puts it up, and it's off to the left. Nichols banks and misses. Nichols up again. He banks and misses again. The Beat Diggers had various opportunities. Then Nichols fouls in the back court. Nichols fouls in the back court after the rebound was grabbed by Justin Koenig. But Brush had multiple opportunities there and couldn't put it in. The Indians can make this a 4-point game with a three. Jaden Koenig across the timeline, guarded by Dunker. In the right corner, the three by Zwern is off the back of the rim. However, Justin Koenig grabs the rebound for Yuma. Over to Kirchenschlager. Bounce pass, left corner, block, three in the air is no good. And then over the back is Brody Zwern, committing his second foul in less than a minute. And he committed his second foul in less than a minute over Bryce Needens. Trace Whitehead checks in for Yuma. Randy Baker and Kyle Rosenbrock in for the Beat Diggers. Well, Brush looking for their first points of the third quarter. They've got the basketball. Cranston in the corner at the top for Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock dribbling to his right against Jaden Koenig. Bounce pass to Cranston right of the lane. Cranston fades, shoots, misses, short. And the rebound is controlled by Justin Koenig of Yuma. Into the front court is Jaden Koenig. Back out to Trace Whitehead. Whitehead on the outside right, hands it off to Zwern. Zwern forces up a shot, but he traveled prior to that, even though the shot went in. Turnover number 13 for Yuma. Beat Diggers stuck at 22. They have played 3 minutes of the third and have not scored. Still lead by 7 because Yuma's only tallied 2 points. Dunker across the timeline, picks up the dribble on the outside right to Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock dribbles right, bounce pass inside, knocked out of bounds, intended for Dunker. Then Kirchenschlager went from behind and put a body. Nope. They're going to say it was on Dunker. Wow. Looked like he had position. Nonetheless, the ball will come the other way. Well, very sloppy third quarter so far. 2 points and 3 turnovers combined. With the basketball is Jaden Koenig on the outside right to Kirchenschlager. Right corner for Zwern. Zwern against Baker. Dribbles to his left. Picks up the dribble. Bounce pass right of the lane. Knocked out of bounds from behind by Cranston. Intended for Jaden Koenig. Austin Garcia will check in for Trey Cranston. With 4:23 to go in the third quarter, Beat Diggers up by 7. Long pass to Justin Koenig in the lane. Banks and scores. To the left of the basket. And now the lead down to 5. 22-17. 4:08 to go in the third. Garcia in the right wing. Dribbles toward the corner. Double team. Bounce pass knocked out of bounds by Zwern, intended for Dunker. Jen, Beat Diggers might have to go inside, but they tried to go inside and missed 4 shots in a row.
Well, Yuma has switched from a 1-3-1 zone defense to a man-to-man, which is kind of messing with Beat Diggers. They're taking things away from them.
Baker jump pass to Brown. Left baseline shot is off the front of the rim and missed. And the rebound is grabbed by Justin Koenig. Beat Diggers scoreless in the first 4 minutes and 10 seconds. All the way, Koenig banks and scores on the drive to the basket. That's Jaden Koenig. 6-0 run to begin the quarter for Yuma. They trail by 3, 22-19, 3:36 to go. Bounce pass. Garcia fades, shoots, misses, fouled by Trace Whitehead. Oh, what happened there? Is that going the other way? Rosenbrock away from the basketball. Even Whitehead put up his hand as if he had committed the foul. Instead, Rosenbrock away from the ball. Yuma can tie the game with a 3. Jaden Koenig against Dunker. On the outside right to Whitehead, picked up by Garcia. Dribbles by Garcia. And then the pass inside, knocked away by Rosenbrock. Ball loose, and it's off of Yuma. Nope, it's going to be off Brush. They motioned earlier that it was off Yuma, but Rosenbrock actually knocked it out of bounds, so the Indians retain possession with 3:16 to go in the third. Down by only 3. Here's Whitehead with the basketball against Garcia. Behind his back, to his left is Zwern. Back out to Jaden Koenig against Dunker. Now to Zwern, guarded by Baker. At the top for Justin Koenig. To Kirchenschlager, now to Whitehead in the corner. Under 3 minutes to go. Straight away to Jaden Koenig against Dunker. Behind the three-point line, maintains the dribble. Koenig, chest pass to his right to Whitehead. Whitehead against Garcia at the top for Kirchenschlager. Left wing for Justin Koenig. Picked up by Rosenbrock. Straight away for Jaden Koenig. And we got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. I think that was Brody Zwern again with an offensive foul. Nope, it's Whitehead instead on the illegal screen. Well, they used up a lot of time, but no shot. Yuma's outscored Brush 6-0 in a quarter that is more than halfway over. Dunker with a basketball at the top for Garcia. On the outside, let Baker jump pass down low. Rosenbrock banks, and he missed it. And then the ball is volleyballed around into the hands of Justin Koenig. Here is Jaden Koenig dribbling to his right. At the top for Zwern. Zwern with the basketball with 2:14 to go in the third. I can't believe Brush has not scored yet. But they still have a 3-point lead. Jaden Koenig in the lane from 12. That's around and short. Austin Garcia has the B-Digger rebound. Garcia with 2 minutes to go in the third. Dunker straight away. 15-foot rainbows well short. And the ball is loose, still loose. And it's picked up by Justin Koenig again, his 8th rebound. The outlet to Whitehead. Whitehead against Garcia. Dribbles right of the lane. Backs it out to Brody Zwern. Lost it. Then the ball is poked away. Still loose on the floor. And it's intercepted by Rosenbrock. Turnover number 14 for Yuma. Then the ball is thrown away by the B-Diggers. Here comes Whitehead the other way. 3 in the air is around and no good. And the ball is loose on the floor again. And we've got a tie-up. And the ball is going to go over to the B-Diggers. Wow, Garcia was on the floor with Jaden Koenig. A crazy third quarter.
It is a crazy third quarter, and the emotions are starting to get a little heated in here, so the refs got to make sure that they keep control of the game, otherwise it's going to get worse.
But as you can tell by Jen's voice, she stays composed. Garcia to throw it into the backcourt out there with Dunker, Rosenbrock, Baker, and Brown. Dunker with a basketball over to Baker. Baker crossing midcourt, 3-on-2. Right corner for Brown. Back out to Dunker. Dunker just beyond the timeline. 1:20 to go. Brush 22. Yuma 19. Baker straight away. Picks up the dribble. Into the lane to Dunker. Back out to Garcia. Garcia left baseline. Jump pass to Dunker. Puts it up and in off the glass. The B-Diggers finally score with 1:10 to go in the third. Their first points of the quarter were down to 1 minute to go. Brush 24. Yuma 19. Hess all the way. Forces it up. And he's fouled as he misses. And Jaden Hess to the line. Randy Baker commits his third. Jaden has to shoot 2. He can make this a one-possession game. With 59.1 seconds to go in the third. The Hess free throw is up, and that's off to the right. Connor Block getting ready to check in. Second free throw by Hess is in. 24-20 B-Diggers. Here's Dunker with a basketball with 53 seconds to go, third quarter. Crossover dribble to his right of the lane, right corner for Garcia. Garcia to his left, spinning on the defender, fading, shooting, and missing off the front of the rim. Jaden Hess grabs the rebound for the Indians. 40 seconds to go, third quarter. Outside left to Block. Block over to Hess just beyond the timeline. Hess against Garcia with 33 ticks remaining. Hess hands it off to Block on the high right. Lob pass down low, intercepted by Jake Brown. Brown to Dunker with one to beat, spinning, and then the offensive foul. Dunker slammed into Hess. That's a good call. B-Diggers turn it over for the 7th time. And Dunker is out. Pablo Gutierrez is in for the final 24.8 seconds to go in the quarter. And B-Diggers only have 4 on the floor. Now I guess Baker will stay out there. What are they going to do? Baker's going to sit. Dunker's going to stay. So Yuma will have one final shot unless they take a quicker one here. At the top, Zwern against Dunker, spinning in the lane. Zwern tries to force it up, tipped away by Dunker. Dunker pass to Brown, lays it up too strong. Garcia puts it up, and he misses. And the rebound to Hess. Here comes Yuma the other way. The long shot is a brick by Hess. And then Rosenbrock puts it up at the buzzer, and he misses. Hess thought there was less time on the clock. A very offensively challenged third quarter. The B-Diggers were outscored 7-2. A 1-minute break. Brush 24, Yuma 20 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Okay, buddy. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Let's head to the fourth. Brush 24, Yuma 20. Basketball. Jaden Hess against Bryce Needens. At the top, cross court to Jaden Koenig, excuse me. I've only said his name for 3 quarters correctly. Here's Hess against Needens. Crossover dribble. Bounce pass to Kirchenschlager in the lane. On the outside right, here's Connor Block. Jump pass to Hess. On the left baseline, here's Connor Murphy, and he threw it away. Threw it away as Bryce Needens intercepts. Needens at the top, fakes a 3. Bounce pass Dunker, left of the lane, back out to Garcia. In the lane all the way, scoops it up, threw up an air ball, and Kirchenschlager has it for Yuma. Kirchenschlager, middle of the lane, was fouled. That'll be Brush's 16th foul as the bodies went flying on that one. The foul was committed by Bryce Needens, his third. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be-delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, time to recycle the old and get in with the new. New appliances, that is, at B&B Appliance. As Kirchenschlager went to the basket off the inbounds pass, missed but was fouled. Dunker commits his third. Kirchenschlager to shoot 2. Well, it was first to 30 last Saturday with the Brush girls beating St. Mary's Academy. Might be the first to 30 here. That was a 32-29 game. The free throw is in. 24-21 in favor of Brush. They haven't trailed since it was 3-2. Second free throw is going to be short. Oh, but Jaden Hess gets the rebound. And the B-Diggers didn't do a good job at all of blocking out. With a basketball, Jaden Koenig. Jump pass, left corner for Block. Dribbling to his right, over to Koenig. Jaden Koenig against Dunker, under 7 minutes to go. Left of the lane, spinning in the lane, fading, shooting, scoring from 10 feet away is Jaden Koenig. He's got 8. It's a 1-point lead, 24-23 for Brush. Left baseline, Dunker, jump pass Needens. Left wing 3 is short, and the rebound is controlled by Murphy. And then stolen by Needens. Needens to Dunker, and then Dunker lost the basketball. Oh, boy. This is a disaster for the B-Diggers on offense.
It's just like they're losing focus almost, and they're not really concentrating on that. That's a simple thing. I haven't seen Jeffrey Dunker do that since he was a freshman.
Yuma can take the lead. Brush has the lead despite scoring only 2 points in the first 9.5 minutes of the second half. Block with a basketball. Back straight away to Jaden Koenig against Dunker. I mean, defense can only carry you so far. You've got to score some points. Here's Block, left of the lane, back out to Hess. Hess pulls up from 15, and that's short. And Bryce Needens grabs the rebound, fouled by Murphy in the backcourt. Murphy commits his third. It's only the team's fourth. The B-Diggers have committed 17 fouls. As we have 6:08 to go in the game. Brush 24, Yuma 23. It was 22-13 Brush at the break. Garcia with the basketball. On the outside right to Needens. Jump pass down low for Rosenbrock. Double team. And then had the ball wrestled away by Kirchenschlager. Bee Diggers have only committed 9 turnovers, Yuma with 18. And then the shot by Murphy on the long pass is missed, but he's fouled. And Murphy will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul was committed by Austin Garcia. If Chase Murphy makes 1, he ties the game. If he makes 2, Yuma has the lead, and the game is tied. Brody Zwern to check in. Second free throw upcoming with 5:47 to go, and that is short and off to the right. Jeffrey Dunker has the rebound for the Bee Diggers. Deadlocked at 24. Hasn't been this close since the opening quarter. Garcia on the high right, hands it off to Needens. Needens straight away. On the outside left to Dunker, down low towards Brown. Knocked away by Murphy, intercepted by Kirchenschlager. Kirchenschlager double dribbled. Brush basketball, Randy Baker will check in, and Justin Koenig will come in for Yuma, and now Ben Mickey in for Brush. Willow Coffee, Tea and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery offers cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads made fresh daily. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday 7 until 4. 921 at Edison Street in Brush. Baker at the free throw line, back out to Needens. Fakes the 3, right of the lane. Bounce pass, right baseline. Too strong for Ben Mickey. The errant pass is Brush's 4th turnover of the quarter and 11th of the game. Timeout Yuma, 5:13 to go from Brush. Brush 24, Yuma 24 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. To go from Brush. Yuma Indians looking for the sweep tonight after the girls beat Brush 53-38. It's now tied at 24 with 5:13 to go in the game. Trevor Kirchenschlager, Jaden Koenig, Justin Koenig, Connor Block, and Brody Zwern for Yuma. Bryce Needens, Randy Baker, Jeffrey Dunker, Austin Garcia, Ben Mickey for Brush. Bee Diggers pressure in the backcourt. Zwern with the basketball, cut off by Dunker. Still in the backcourt to Koenig, dribbles across the timeline. On the outside right corner, Kirchenschlager 3, good, and the Yuma Indians have the lead. 27-24, they've outscored Brush 14-2 here in the second half. We have 4:48 to go. Garcia at the free throw line, spins on the outside right to Dunker. Dunker crossover dribble, dribbles right baseline. Back out to Needens. Needens down low for Mickey. His shot is up and around and no good. And then Mickey commits the foul in the backcourt as Justin Koenig goes to the floor. His 9th rebound, he'll go to the line. That's the 18th foul. Koenig to shoot the 1-and-1. The only basket is by Jeffrey Dunker with 1:10 to go in the third. Anytime I can remember when they scored, that's not good. Free throw by Koenig is up and in and out. And the rebound to Randy Baker. Bee Diggers can tie it with a 3. 4.5 to go in the game. Dunker across the timeline. In the left corner, lob for Mickey. And then Mickey had it knocked from his hand out of bounds. Mickey was the last to touch it. Brush with 8 turnovers in the second half and only 2 points. Zwern pressured in the backcourt by Needens. Behind his back. Zwern still in the backcourt. Front court pass taken by Kirchenschlager. In the left corner for Block. Back out to Zwern. Zwern to Block. 4:07 to go in the game. Yuma 27, Brush 24. Block on the outside left for Justin Koenig. Bounce pass to Block. Under 4 minutes to go. Now the pass here is to Zwern. Pulls up his floaters and air ball on the left baseline. Austin Garcia has the basketball for the Bee Diggers. Now to Needens, over to Garcia. Garcia with 3:44 to go in the game. At the top, crossover dribble. Back on the high left here is Dunker. Cross-court pass to Needens. Right wing 3, and that is off the backboard. Rebound to Kirchenschlager. Now to Block, and he puts up a wild shot and misses. Put back by Zwern is no good. Put back is in by Justin Koenig. And now we get a ball knocked out of bounds by Yuma. Bee Diggers take a timeout. They trail 29-24 with 3:23 to go in the game, this doesn't get to a point of disappointment. Now it's to the point of complete shock.
It is, and I think, they're trying so hard that they're thinking about things just like the girls did, and we talked about that in between games, that if you just play the game and you let it come, things are a lot easier. Right now they're thinking way too hard about what pass to make and where to go with the ball.
But they're even missing open shots. We've seen layups missed. Bryce Needham's missed an open three. I mean, the math goes like this. We have played 12 minutes and 37 seconds of basketball in the second half, and Brush has 2 points. And Yuma has 16. That's it. Now the B-Diggers go from a 9-point halftime lead to a 5-point deficit with 3:23 to go in the game. Randy Baker, Trey Cranston, Kyle Rosenbrock, Jacob Nichols, and Bryce Needens for Brush. Trevor Kirchenschlager, Connor Block, Jaden Hess, Jaden Koenig, and Justin Koenig for Yuma. B-Digger basketball. That basket must look like a small hole now. Rosenbrock to Cranston. Dribbling to his right, getting a pick left in the lane. Lost the basketball, picks it back up. Bounce pass, goes through everybody, and is taken by Block, who double dribbles. It'll be B-Digger basketball with 3:05 to go. I mean, you expect if you're scoring 2 points in a half, that would happen on the road, not at home.
Yeah, that's definite. It's going to be one of those games where they're going to have to fight through.
Baker to throw it in. 3/4 court. Over to Needens. And we've got a foul. That'll be the 15th foul against Yuma. Connor Block with a hold away from the basketball. Needens to throw it in. 3:03 to go in the game. Yuma 29, Brush 24. Right corner for Dunker. Back out to Baker. Baker to Needens. He'll take a three. Well short. Rebound to Kirchenschlager on a hop. Nobody can believe what's happening here. Even the Yuma fans cannot believe the B-Diggers are this bad. Dunker commits the foul in the front court. 19th foul, unless they haven't switched it. No, it's the 10th. That'll be the double bonus. Dunker with his 4th personal. And Jaden Koenig to attempt 2 free throws. First one is up and in. I don't know how the B-Diggers can't come back in this game, and they have plenty of time, but how are you going to all of a sudden start making shots when you can't make any? Both free throws go. It's 31-24. An 18-2 second half run. Brown to the right side. Down low for Baker. Fade, shoots, misses, fouled. Baker to the line. Foul was committed by Jaden Hess. And that is about as ridiculous a foul. You have a team that can't shoot in this half, and you're fouling on a jump shot on a fadeaway. So Randy Baker's got a shot to score here, and he makes the free throw. Only the 3rd point by Brush, and it comes at the 2:41 mark of the 4th. That's in this second half. Next free throw's back rim, and the rebound is controlled by Justin Koenig, his 11th of the night. Here's Jaden Koenig over to Jaden Hess. Hess into the front court, over to Block. Then his pass is tipped away, and it's intercepted by Rosenbrock. Bounce pass to Baker, scoops it up, and he misses. Rosenbrock goes back up, and he misses. Then it's off of Baker's hand out of bounds. Jen, I think the term in sports, unbelievable, is overused, but this is unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't thrown a holy mahungus on this one.
Yeah, there's the good holy mahunguses and bad ones. That's true. It hasn't come to me yet. Here's Justin Koenig with a basketball. Bounce pass over to Jaden Koenig. Cross court to Hess on the outside left. Kirchenschlager guarded by Dunker. 2:07 to go. Yuma 31, Brush 25. Hess back out to Kirchenschlager, now to Hess. Under 2 minutes to go from Brush. Kirchenschlager on the outside left to Jaden Koenig. Guarded by Garcia. Dribbling to his right is Kirchenschlager. Hands it off to Zwern. Now he hands it off over to Jaden Koenig. Baker tried to foul, could not. Jump pass to Justin Koenig, bounce pass to Jaden. Now near the timeline to Brody's Warren. Garcia commits the foul. You got to do it because they're not going to shoot. Garcia with his second foul. Brody's Warren to shoot 2. And the free throw by Zwern is in the air, and that's off the back of the rim. You need another miss. If not, it's going to be a 3-possession game if he makes it. That one's up, and that one's perfect. 32-25 with 1:38 to go. Dunker into the front court, crossover dribble in the lane, scoops it up off the glass. Offensive foul. Does not count. Dunker commits the offensive foul. And he has fouled out. Dunker fouls out with 6 points tonight. And Needens will check in. Now it's going to be a free throw shooting contest because the B-Diggers, unless they come up with a steal, are going to have to foul. Jaden has to throw it in. Hess in the backcourt to Jaden Koenig. Overhead pass to Hess. Hess still in the backcourt. Cross court to Koenig, and he's fouled by Brown. Jaden Koenig to shoot a deuce. With 1:26 to go in the game. Premier Farm Credit, still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. Free throw is off to the left. Yeah, now the shock would be if the B-Diggers win this game, because they're down by 7 with 1:26 to go, only scoring 3 points in the entire half. Second free throw is in, 33-25. Here's Garcia on the outside right. Long three in the air. No good. And Kirchenschlager had his foot on the line. Rosenbrock to throw it in 3/4 court. Over to Needens. Needens dribbles into the lane, pulls up from 12, and it's off to the right. Missed it badly. Jaden Koenig has the rebound to Zwern, still in the backcourt to Kirchenschlager. Over to Zwern, fouled by Garcia. It's going to be his third. Wow. I have never seen this in a boys basketball game. 3 points in an entire half. Still got 1:02 to go, but Zwern to shoot 2. Free throw is good. I mean, Yuma's now making it look like a blowout. 34-25. This is not the same Brush team we saw on Tuesday night, or Monday night for that matter. And then the free throw is missed, and Hess grabs the rebound. Here's Zwern with the basketball. B-Diggers can foul, but this is going to be too late. There's no question about it. Over to Kirchenschlager. He's fouled by Needens. Needens has committed his 4th. Kirchenschlager to shoot 2 with 48.6 seconds to go. And this game has sucked the life out of all the B-Digger fans, and the free throw is in. The good news is Brush gets to do it again tomorrow. New game. These are non-conference games, but you can't play like this. Second free throw is in as well. Yuma leads by 11. They were down by 12 in the opening half. Baker with the basketball. 42 seconds to go. The Needens 3. Well short. Koenig with a rebound. That's his 12th. B-Diggers nearly steal the ball away. And now Koenig is not fouled. A timeout call instead. We'll keep it right here. 33.2 seconds to go. Wow. Jen, we don't keep shooting percentages here, but I'm going to guess that the B-Diggers have put up between 20 and 25 shots in the second half. If they put up 25, they're shooting 4%.
Well, I'm going to guess you're probably pretty accurate. You're a pretty good guesstimate usually, and it's kind of amazing because a lot of them have been point blank. I mean, you can't get any closer to the basket, and they had plenty of opportunities, and sometimes it's just that seeing the ball go through the hoop that sparks it thing, and it works the same way if you miss a ton.
Well, they're missing a ton now. 36-25 Yuma, they've got the ball. I know Ken Garcia is not going to quit here, but you almost figure if they get it across the timeline, just let him run out the clock. I doubt that's going to happen. I think the B-Diggers might foul if they get across the timeline. But this game is lost. There's no chance of winning this game down by 11 when you've only scored 3 points and a half. And now Koenig fouled by Garcia. Again, it doesn't matter how you play in January. It matters how you play in March. Koenig to shoot 2. 22 points for Brush. And the free throw is in. Second free throw upcoming. That's short. Ball is loose. It's out of bounds off of Hess. And the B-Diggers the other way. Garcia puts up a shot right baseline. That is no good. Knocked out of bounds by Dunker. 24.6 seconds to go. I mean, do you really want to keep fouling at this point? The hard defense, yes, no question about it. But you're down by 12. And you've scored just 3 points. Justin Koenig, this Warren, he's fouled by Needens. I don't understand this at all, but that's what's happening at this point. I mean, this game is well over. Warren will now go to the line as Needens fouls out. Brush led 24-20. Jen Brush actually scored more points in the third quarter. They scored 2. Now they have 1 in the fourth. Warren to shoot 2. Free throw is around and good. 38-25. Brush is now down by a baker's dozen. Next free throw is up and in. Here comes Cranston the other way. All the way, floats it up and in on the right baseline. Brush calls a timeout with 16 seconds to go. That's their second field goal of the entire half. They scored with 1:10 to go on a Jeffrey Dunker shot in the third. A free throw by Baker with 2:41 to go in the game. And then that floater by Cranston with 16 seconds to go. Well, we'll see the B-Diggers elect to foul again, but really there's no reason to foul. You cannot win a game that you're down by 12 with only 16 seconds left. If you get a steal, then that makes sense. But if you can't get the steal, then the foul is just going to give Yuma another opportunity to make free throws. And now the B-Diggers will back off. And that's a very smart coaching move there by head coach Ken Garcia, realizing that just not meant to be tonight. And the Indians will just dribble out the clock in the front court. And they have stunned the Brush B-Diggers. 19-3 run in the fourth quarter, and they won by a dozen. 39-27, Yuma defeats Brush and completes the sweep tonight. A 3-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Jen Goodall back from Brush High School. B-Digger post-game show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want. when you want it and the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. The Beet Diggers led after each of the first three quarters, 9-3, 22-13, 24-20, but were outscored in the fourth, 19-3. They scored only 5 points in the second half. Lose the game 39-27. Visiting Indians and improving to 5-1. Get 12 points from Jaden Koenig, 10 from Trevor Kirchenschlager, 6 points from Brody Zwern. Justin Koenig with 4, 3 apiece for Chase Murphy, as well as Connor Block, and 1 from Jaden Hess. Beet Diggers were led by Kyle Rosenbrock's 8, 6 apiece for Bryce Needens and Jeffrey Dunker, 4 for Ben Mickey, and then Trey Cranston with 2, Randy Baker with 1. Beet Diggers only had 14 turnovers in the game, but 7 were in the fourth quarter. So in the second half, Brush had 10 turnovers and 5 points. Totally shocking. Yuma with 20 in the game, and the Beet Diggers were out-rebounded 35-31, even though they had the 18-15 rebounding lead at the break. So they were out-rebounded in the second half 20-13. Justin Koenig had 12 for Yuma. Beet Diggers had 8 from Kyle Rosenbrock. At the free throw line, Yuma 18 of 25, 72%. Brush 7 out of 9, 77%. Saw the same thing in the boys' game as we did in the girls' game, where the winning team took a lot more free throws. And you don't want to ever say it's a matter of effort. The only time that I thought it was a matter of poor effort by Brush, there were a couple of occasions there when Yuma missed free throws and actually got the rebound. And again, that cannot happen at any level.
No, especially when you have the advantage with 2 players on each side of the lane versus one of theirs and a free throw shooter. So it's 4 versus 3 essentially. So that should never happen. And that's just lack of focus and losing your poise a little bit, I think.
I can only wonder what Ken Garcia is telling his team right now, because everybody's got to just be in shock after that second half performance at home. Again, being outscored in the second half 26-5.
Well, and it's hard as a coach, they'll sleep on this and they have another game tomorrow. And the good thing about having another game tomorrow is that you can get rid of this feeling tonight in a hurry.
So actually the best medicine is the fact that they don't have to practice, that it's just a bad shooting night. They might have forced up a few shots, but you mentioned a few minutes ago towards the end of the game, a lot of point-blank shots that just didn't go down.
And sometimes you have that. I mean, there's not really a cure for it other than, as a shooter, you keep shooting. No matter how many you miss, you shoot until you make it, and that's what the boys are going to have to do.
Isn't it amazing that you look at Monday's game against Bishop Matchbuff, you look at Tuesday's game against Akron, you look at tonight's game, we saw 3 totally different types of games.
We did, and there's a lot of character in these boys. I mean, I've known these guys for a long time and watched them play and develop, and sometimes you just have those mental breakdowns and they lost their poise. And this is going to be, yet again, another bump in the road that they're going to have to climb over, and it's going to help them come playoff time, because there won't be any surprises. They'll be on their game, and they're going to have that poise and control that they didn't have tonight.
Beet Diggers fall to 4-3 on the season as the Lady Beet Diggers win tonight, or Lady Indians beat the Beet Diggers tonight, I should say, 53-38, and the Beet Digger boys, which led for most of the first 3 quarters plus, lose 39-27. As Jen mentioned, they'll be able to play tomorrow. We'll have the game at 3 o'clock on 1010 as well as KSIR.com against the Jefferson Academy Jaguars from Broomfield. Outstanding job tonight by our sound engineer and producer, Braden Godin. For Jen Goodall, I'm John Beltran. Once again, the Brush girls lose 53-38. Brush boys fall to Yuma 39-27 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.